Okay, so I'm going to make a video a little bit off topic of the normal things that I typically discuss, which is astrology. This video is going to be about like something that I don't feel like gets talked about enough, and I don't think I've ever really seen any type of video like this. And it's basically the elephant in the room. So what is this about? So this video is going to be about attention. Okay, a lot of times in this world you see people doing things for the purpose of attention, and we're not going to say if that's good or bad, because the also too, like, the world that we live in, attention is very valuable. If you have the right TikTok content or the right YouTube video or anything like that, you can make money. You can blow up. You can have a brand reputation built off of your name and things like that. So in no way is this video hating on attention. So basically, I want to talk about more how people feel entitled to your attention. So anything that you give attention to, you are giving energy to that. So guess what? It's taking away energy from you to give to that thing. Attention and energy is a very valuable currency. So that being said, if anybody wants your attention, or if you want the attention of anybody else, I believe that you should have to earn it. So, what are some ways to earn people's attention? That's exactly what we're going to talk about. And since I haven't really seen a lot of content like this, I'm just basically going off of my own perspective, so you can, have your own thought process and your own creative process to see, what type of behaviors or activities um qualify to earn your attention for. And if it's not something that you want to pay for with energy, then just don't pay it any mind and save your energy for more important things. So some ways to earn people's attention, from my humble opinion: first of all, value people's time and attention. Don't be out here just pulling for attention left and right with no freaking purpose, no reason other than for the pure sake of having all eyes on you. Like I said, when somebody is giving you their time, attention, and energy, they are literally giving you a valuable spiritual currency form. So don't be wasting it or taking that in vain. So just show that you value it and appreciate it, and don't be take all of the time. Save it for when you really need it. Okay. Another thing is, don't assume that people care about the same shit that you care about. So say you have like some poetry or something that you're working on, and you're trying to get attention for it, but you're over here talking to like mathematicians and science engineers and people like that, expecting that they're going to care about your poetry, which is more, I think, right brained, creative, and things like that. Like, be in the right environment and have the right audience for your poetry, so that you can get that attention that your creativity does deserve and your hard work does deserve. So, um, value people's value people's time and energy, and don't think that everybody cares about the same shit that you care about. Talk to people about your poetry, creative people, people that are into that kind of stuff as well, if you want to earn attention for it. um Second of all is, like, oh gosh, this is so annoying. Like, don't demand people's attention or like throw that entitled energy. Like, people have to stop exactly what they're doing at that moment and pay you attention to some dumb shit that you're doing. um it's more, you want to be more in a receiving energy. So if you're just doing you, if you're in your own lane and it gains attention, good. You want to be like more like a magnet that's pulling in and receiving, instead of like you know, some baby or something like just pulling and demanding pay attention. Like, people are going to start to resent you for that, and people aren't going to pay attention to you even if you have something fascinating or super entertaining to share with them. They're not going to want to pay any attention. All right, so another thing with attention is know when to pass the spotlight. Like, in this life, you have to give to get. So if it's your friend's birthday or something like that, it's probably not the right time for you to be trying to get attention for your upcoming wedding or something like that. Like, it's their day. Let them have the spotlight. They're gonna want to show you that same love back when it's your time to shine. So know when to pass the spotlight, know when to be the audience and when to be the star. And those are ways that you'll earn people's attention. Also too, like, it's so crazy in this day and age. Like, you'll have people like, oh, I want to get to know you, you seem so interesting, I would love to get to know you. And then they literally like will talk about themselves for 5 hours or something like that. Like, if you want people to be interested in you, you need to be interested in them. So I mean, for me, like, I'm gonna be looking up that birthday, finding out their astrology sign, asking them all kinds of questions about their families, hobbies, things that they're into. Like, if it's somebody that I desire to have a connection with and I desire to have their attention, then I'm gonna show them attention too, and I'm gonna show extreme interest. Actually, I probably go too far with it, because I'm gonna show them that I'm very interested in them, asking them questions, just finding out more about them. And I think I'm pretty good at that. So next is oh yeah, and when you're talking to people, like, pay attention to their body language. Like, please don't freaking torture somebody like me. Like, if I'm talking to somebody about astrology and I can sense by their body language they're very uncomfortable, they're weirded out, or if they start yawning, they're bored of it, like, I'm just gonna accept it for what it is. Astrology isn't going to be the thing that we're gonna connect on, and I'm not gonna push it down their throat, right? It's gonna pay attention to body language and stuff like that. And if somebody's not interested, I would just save that energy and talk about that subject with somebody that is interested, and perhaps I could find another special interest topic to bond with this other individual on. So don't force it down people's throats, anything. If they're not interested, they're not interested, and there's nothing that you're going to do that's going to change their mind about it. Another thing, and I like, in some ways I struggle with this, but in others I don't. But you want to be more vulnerable. Like, say you're feeling a little bit insecure in your relationship or something, instead of like picking little fights to get attention, or even like dressing provocative, or like just doing certain behaviors to get attention. Like, there's nothing wrong with like going to your partner and just saying like, hey, I'm feeling a little bit of distance, I'm feeling a little insecure, like, can you provide me with some reassurance? Is everything good? Are we good? Do you still find me interesting? So you can't really go wrong with being vulnerable like that. Now, if you're getting mad and coming with that entitled energy, like, oh, you have to pay me attention, or that just icky energy of like neediness and stuff, that's another story. But just being direct and being real, and like sharing your vulnerabilities with a person, and then if they really do care about you, they're going to provide you with that reassurance verbally. And then you can go back to you can either accept that or whatever. But basically the point is just being a little bit vulnerable and letting people know like, hey, I really could use a little attention right now, I'm going through a hard time. And then you give the other person the option of giving you their full attention, or letting you know like, hey, it's not in the cards today, I can't do that for you. And then you can go try and get that from a different place or whatever. So you're just being authentic in that, instead of doing like passive aggressive attention seeking behaviors that typically have a negative outcome. Um, Also too, like, you have to understand everybody. Okay, so also everyone is in this has their own little world that they live in. And if you really think that somebody gives a care more about the stuff that you have going on in your world than their own world, then you're gonna be very disappointed in life, because I mean, we all have our own stuff going on and we live in our own world. So understand that too, like when you're feeling confused of why, you know, people aren't paying you attention or giving your creativity attention or different things like that, because they have their own world going on. So you can either, you know, join them in their world, or just wait and see if they want to come see your world. But you're not going to have them care more about your world than their world. um Next thing is like, check your motives. Make sure that you're like, this might be repetitive, but like, just make sure you're not doing things just for the sake of getting attention. That is attention seeking. That's a negative behavior. If your pure motive is like, I just want attention, I don't even care what it's for or anything, then you're likely a person that really needs to pay attention to this video, because you're doing negative attention seeking things. And all attention is not good attention. So please check your motives. Next thing, now this is a very particular pet peeve of mine. I'm the type of person that I do believe that I give my 100% complete focus to things that have my attention. So for goodness sakes, please do not cry wolf. Do not pretend that you're sad or that you're going through a hard time, that you're sick, that anything. Do not do any pretending stuff, crying wolf for attention, because people will get hip to it, and we know what happens in the story of the boy who cried wolf. At the end of it, nobody listened to a damn thing that he had to say. So that's particularly with me. Do not cry wolf, because if you're going through something, some of us will jump in there with you and we'll put our whole heart into it. And if we find out that you're just fucking around or you're just doing stuff for the sake of attention, that's gonna get ugly. So don't cry wolf. Another thing, like, if you want attention, like, do things that deserve attention. So like, be interesting, share interesting information, be entertaining, be funny, be insightful, educate, share knowledge. Like, do something that's worthy of attention. It might seem very obvious, but I think that this is going to be helpful information for some people. If you want attention, do something that's worthy of attention, please, on the positive aspect of it. Last but not least, I'm pretty sure I said this already, but I think it's probably the number one thing. If you want people to be interested in you, you need to show that you're interested in them and reciprocate that energy by asking questions, getting to know them, talking about the things that are in their world, and just giving that energy back. Give to get. It's a reciprocal exchange. So I'll just go over a few bullet points. Value people's ways to earn people's attention, because we're not entitled to attention. Value people's time and energy that they're giving you. Don't assume people care about the same stuff that you care about. Don't demand attention. Know when to pass the spotlight. Know your audience. Read body language. Be vulnerable. Be real. Understand everybody's in their own world. Check your motives. Don't fucking cry wolf. And be entertaining, funny, insightful, knowledgeable, sharing of information, where the list goes on and on. And number one, in my opinion, is be interested in them. So thank you to anybody who paid attention and watched this video. Feel free to share any extra tips that you have for earning attention, because it is just the very beginning of this thought process for me personally. Thank you.